Hi, this is Josh Hirsch here at the Mandel Public Library talking about books. And I got some time to spend with Executive Director Emeritus John Blades of the Flagler Museum. And he's an expert, self-proclaimed expert. And listen, I'm going to give you that title. We all need our own titles, of the Gilded Age. And I didn't know what the Gilded Age, I knew when it was, but I did not know why it was called the Gilded Age. Why was it called the Gilded Age?
Actually, the term comes from a book that was co-authored by Mark Twain, named The Gilded Age, and the term was adopted for the period as a pejorative back in 1873 when the book was published. But over time, we've come to look at the Gilded Age in different ways.
Why is the period between the Civil War and the crash of the stock market, why is that so exciting to you? Why is that the period of history that you want to dive into?
That's really the time in America when a handful of people had a vision for what America should become, and were so successful in implementing that vision that it really is what we all grew up with. It's the American character we all grew up with. Never question how it came about, never think about how it came about. It's like the air we breathe. But they were very deliberate in their vision and very successful in implementing that vision, and that's who we are today.
And if anyone could go to a library and pick out a book on Gilded Age, what book should they read?
Oh gosh, there's so many, and now that we're more than 100 years beyond the end of that period, or actually not quite beyond, but we're so far beyond that period now, the meat of that period, or the heart of that period, that there are books almost every week coming out on this time period of all kinds. But a fun one would be a book called The Devil in the White City, which is a book about the World's Columbian Exposition held in Chicago in 1893, which is maybe the third most important event in American history. And it is juxtaposed against the first serial murderer who took up residence outside the fair and actually attracted young ladies to his boarding house and murdered them. His name was H.H. Holmes, a very interesting gentleman, and America's first serial murderer. So it's a strange chapter by chapter. You go back and forth to this great World's Fair, and then this murderer who's working the World's Fair.
That sounds like a book that I need to go check out from the library. Now, we are here in an amazing library, and we're very lucky to have such a great library here in Palm Beach County, in West Palm Beach. What does a library like this mean to our community?
Libraries are really important. We think we can find everything online today, but there's nothing like holding a book in your hands, and there's nothing like spending time in the library. I spent so many hours in the library as an undergraduate and graduate school. It's just great to be surrounded by books, and I collect books personally. And I just don't think there's any substitute for actually having a book and the look and feel of a book and the chance to go back and look at it and mark it up and make it your own personal reference.
So you say you're a book collector. What is that one book that you could not live without in your collection?
Oh, I couldn't name just one. I really couldn't. I just
don't want to play any favorites. I understand.
I just couldn't.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you get by on that one this time. Well, we really appreciate you joining us here this evening. Please stay tuned for some more as we talk about books.